would like to try also to lock the front wheel. And like you know already, if you are faster, the bike is more stable. We are not using the clutch, so we are braking against the engine.
Locking a bike, it's something, it's part of it.
Yeah.
Keep the throttle just a bit more RPM than over the neutral, so a bit more, just a bit. You will hear that in a second. Fingers on the clutch always, but you're not using it. Just leave the finger there. If something goes wrong, you can pull in the clutch and everything is fine. Just leave it there. Look far ahead, that direction you want to go, and then use with 1 or 2 fingers the front brake and progressively. Not
Only the front brake.
only the front brake. Not like this. Use the brake a bit harder, a bit harder, a bit harder until you lock it. Then you release it really quick.
No back brake.
No back brake.
Only front brake.
Only front brake. And we are really slow, so only 5 or 7, 10 kilometers, something like this.
Oh, okay.
So really slow.
So first gear.
First gear, yes. Not 50 kilometers, slow speed. Just open the throttle a bit. Fingers for safety on the clutch, but not using it, otherwise you stand still. You would like to have the plan how it feels while driving. Okay?
The ABS off.
ABS off.
Yeah, otherwise it won't lock.
You have
Kind
to
of principle.
push the button 5 seconds. On the new models, when you can just read ABS and it's not flashing anymore, it's off. On the older models, they just came to you. You have a signal, a red signal, which is also burning, not flashing anymore. Then it should be off. But you will figure out that if it's not locking, maybe you don't brake hard enough, or the ABS is still activated.
I had a question.
Yes.
You say to keep some throttle.
Yes.
When I'm braking, I'm almost stalling the bike.
Mhm.
So do I need to throttle while braking, or
Yes.
I need to have higher speed? What do you mean?
Only for this exercise, of course. Afterwards, you never ever use the throttle and the brake. So that was only that we could try that with low speed.
Okay.
That's why just raise up the RPM a bit. Keep the throttle consistently in the same position. Use the brake, lock it, bam, and release it.
Got it.
So this exercise, it's really important. If you plan to go sometimes without ABS somewhere, you can go in some travel roads and try that. So you need that feeling what happened if you lock the front wheel. You are stiff with the motorbike from the legs to the knees until the hip, but all the rest must be relaxed. So we still continue with this exercise. If you plan to go without ABS, Enduro Pro, no problem, you still have the ABS on the front. But if you plan to go without complete ABS, which makes on a tour no sense, but of course you can do, then it's really important to try that often, that you get that feeling for the handlebar, that you know exactly what's going on. Somewhere there we would like to turn around to the left, later of course to the right also, but of course you can make the corner 10 meters later or earlier if it gets soft later on. So just the hint that we have a small parcours, but you can do that corner of course 5 meters later.
We want to bring people to go off-road because it's great fun, yeah, it's great excitement, and you have to handle it very carefully and bring them to the next level.
Safety-wise, I'm comfortable because I will take it as far as I feel comfortable. For no one, we never get pushed to do anything that we're not comfortable to do. So I think if you just know your limits, you'll be safe.
For sure, to learn something new, you need to go out of your comfort zone, and which means a higher risk. So right now I will try to do those, as they advised, small steps, not to be ridiculous.
Many things, they're out of the comfort zone, drifting, of course, if the wheel goes a bit like this, so for the most of the riders it's like this, and after the training you could see afterwards in the video, so they really enjoy the drifting, and then yeah, that's the comfort zone. I told you, after the cone, maybe just the last 30% of the corner, and the most of you guys, you were starting to accelerate somewhere here, and then of course the direction is not going there, because it's going somewhere there.
Going there, yeah.
So that's why in the beginning, until here, until that moment, you open the throttle, doesn't matter if you or doesn't change anything to before. So the position is exactly the same. You came here like regular driving, you lean the bike down. If the motorbike is straight, you start to accelerate. It's just going wide and not sideways. So that's why you need that leaning angle. Lean the bike down and now balance it. So that you have not a problem like in the morning sometimes that the motorbike try to go inside, the body position must be there, then you have to go forward and from the outside, whoop, open the throttle a bit, and then it's also easier, you get that direction. Be a bit slower, then it's way easier and you get the control over it. If you never had the basics, then of course level 3 it's just over your limit the whole time, and yeah, it's not that nice, so that's why for sure you need some basics, and if you are an advanced rider, then for sure you will really enjoy the level 3 training. So level 3, that's also easier because it's not really a tour which we go into the mountains, and there if the driver have not the skills, you are lost because you have to go that way. But over here we have a training. If they have not the physical conditions, they can take one break more or something like this. It's for all the riders which have a good self-confidence, good balance with the motorbike, and then it's all about training and just go out of the comfort zone.
I did not expect, to come out from this training and be capable to do everything. Right now I'm capable to do it correctly. Because previously I was trying to guess when I was power drifting or brake sliding. It was a bit of guessing. Right now I know how to do it. And it started getting right.
Our mission is also to bring people forward and give them the frame. So we are not doing these things on the public roads. We just do it in special training grounds where you have enough space, where you have enough safety to train and to get familiar, to get a better handling of the bike, to get better control of the bike, but always in an environment which is safe.
Everybody know you have a chocolate side to go on the motorbike, so everybody was going on the motorbike from the left side, but nobody was going on the motorbike from the right side, or nearly nobody. But somewhere in the adventure it's really important that you could do it also from the right side. So we start with this, going left, right, and now start even riding slow speed and go down with the motorbike, go down, so make some warm-up, and after that we make a short refresher, so a really tough trial riding, 15-20 minutes, and of course everybody was sweating, also me, we were sweating a lot, tight corners, up and downhill, so the refresher again from day one. For all of you guys, especially when we go up here, often I could see where we was looking, just to the outside, not there we want to go. So we try now exactly the same, but try to look minimum 2 seconds ahead. So really turn the head, body position is way better, chin up. While riding motorbike, it's really important. Chin up, look there, that direction you want to go. It's really helpful. And again for you guys, the feedback. Whenever you feel you have to grip the handlebar, something goes wrong. Often the knees are too loose or body position. And we go up here, whenever you feel you have to grip the handlebar, then your body position, like David, was a bit too much to the back. So you have to go a bit more forward. Whenever you go down and you feel you have to pressure on the handlebar, then it was too much forward. So you have to lean a bit backward and the knees again to the motorbike. So that's always your feedback indicator when you feel you have some pressure, you have to hold on the handlebar, something goes wrong. But maybe also a nice tip for you, think about you're eating ice cream with a waffle, that's also in English, waffle, yes? Cone. Cone, yes. So the grips are just some cones, some waffles, so whenever you grip too hard, it's gone.
Yeah.
So should be relaxed always, doesn't matter, that's all the body position. If we go up, more or less your body stay in the same position, just the motorbike come close to you. If you're on the top, you stay more or less in the center, just the motorbike goes down. Just if you start to accelerate, that's the difference in between trial and heavier bikes. So you have momentum, power. Then if you start to accelerate, before that moment you have to be already in that position. Otherwise you start to accelerate and then you have to move forward. So that's why on heavier bikes the important tip is always, before you open the throttle, move forward. Before you close the throttle, before you brake, move backward. Then you don't need any muscles, so it's really flexible. Whenever you feel you have to grip, something goes wrong. So that's sometimes just a centimeter more forward, a centimeter more backward, everything is fine. Lean the bike more down, then you don't have to be fast. And when the front wheel passes that cone, lock it. First goal just to kick it, and then I will set it up again. Next one, and then from the second, third time, we'll spend that much time. We can try out that we get the exit. We make some jokes, so I was putting a cone somewhere and the goal was to kick that cone with the rear wheel out. That was challenging moment, but really nice.
What is important when we arrive at a situation like here? First thing, if you don't know what's in it or how deep it is,
Make sure your friends
you have to find somebody, or you have to take off your shoes, or you don't care. Just walk through it, because there can be a lock inside, or there can be deep or holes or whatever. So it's, if the water is not clear, you have to do something. You can use a stick, maybe if it's not so big like this. But normally, if you see tracks passing here, like a road coming, and normally this is okay. But in case you're alone, you don't want to risk anything, check it before.
The water crossing this year was really deep. Yeah, I didn't expect it, because when we went into the area, I saw this little creek were very shallow. Yeah, and then when we went to our water crossing, I said, oh yeah, good, nice, good experience. But okay, that's enduro riding. Hey, you have to cope your riding skills to the situation you have. And, yeah, I think it was good experience. I hope also good movies. Yeah, looking forward to see them. And yeah, we had great exercise at water crossings.
I came here to continue my progression with the training. The first day was we started with a recap of what we learned on the basic, but with a different approach, because obviously different instructor, and that took us a bit further, so we improved massively already. Gained a different level of confidence. We start learning to do the bar slides, drifts, better handling of the bike, more challenging trails, so it's perfect, really enjoyed it.
This is of course a very challenging task with these big bikes in the very soft sand, to get uphill, to get around in the dunes.
We decided in the training also to go to the sand, yeah, because this big area, yeah, where you can search for areas, even give beginners, I would say, first taste for the sand.
When we arrive here, it's really important to make the setup. So of course you have to switch off the traction control, and you have to lower the tire pressure.
دانيال شو عم تسوي؟
هلا عم ننفذ الدواليب، حط لهم على 14 PSI لنطلع على الرمل.
What's the basics to ride in the sand? What do you think? What is important?
Easy on handlebars.
Exactly.
Let it wobble a bit.
Yes.
I think it's interesting for the participants to see what is possible if you stick with our training concept, if you move forward in small steps, and at the end you will reach a higher level of confidence and a higher level of riding your motorcycle.
So for downhill you must also give a little bit of power, yeah? Because otherwise the front is heavy, just engine brake and a little bit of power, otherwise engine brake is sometimes too much.
This is a big part of our instructor life, so we have to take the people where they are and we have to move them, bring them forward with our training.
We don't want to push people into things they will be frustrated after. Then we decide where to go, yeah? And we always go in places where the people not disappointed.
A tight U-turn, it's nearly impossible in the sand. The chassis is heavy bike. Yeah, especially. But even on smaller bikes, it's really difficult. So that's why, if you plan to make a corner, yeah, use the space.
He's a very advanced rider, so he has a lot of experience, and this helps a lot to adapt to new situations, to new techniques on the motorcycle very quickly. So for him, on the big bike in the sand, of course, in the beginning, it needs a little bit time to adapt, to get the feeling for it, but as I expected from him, he was very quickly into it.
Woohoo! That was a big stall.
To be a supercross champ, man. Nice! If you look at the stone, you hit it! In the beginning was really challenging, so also for me it was the first time. Just Mike told me, hey, you have to go around here, and yeah, it's not that difficult. But somewhere there it was really deep, so it was challenging. We get stuck with 6 bikes, I guess, out of 8. And then we was pushing all the bikes out of the dunes, so it was, we came here totally wet. It was, yeah, a good challenge and a good group communication. So everybody helped each other, and then we tried again. The second time was nice.
Today we came here to the Fossil Rock, to the dunes, where last year I had not so good experience, and this year I managed to really make it worth it while, and it was amazing, really.
Huh?
Try second gear.
Second gear? Just there, I started to wobble so much and I get speed, but
I think it's so dynamic. I think the principle is you keep the speed and everything else just
works
happens.
itself.
It just happens, it happens.
But there I prefer to go down because it was getting really out of control and I was accelerating and I was not getting it straight, so I thought, you know what, let it go down. Because I'm sure you're going to go down again, so.
Just over here, down, and then over that hill. It's flat on the other side again.
More gravel. To get speed to get over it. Whew. Okay, right. Gas! Gas! Faster! Faster!
Look, you're never going to voluntarily come in here unless it's on a 450, you know?
Because when I came down that slope, I couldn't turn too much, so I started going towards the dune. I was like,
That's good. That's an unusual line to take. Ah!
I felt challenged, but we all know here that if you feel too much challenge and to a point that you know you're gonna injure yourself, you can just tell the instructor, I'm not gonna do that. So we have that open communication with the instructors. So I felt challenged at some times, but it was a limit that I was willing to go through, and I'm glad I did because we had fun, we enjoyed, and we managed to achieve something else. So yeah, it's really good fun.
We had a really great guide and coach and instructor who provided us with the opportunity to push ourselves as far as we wanted to go, and gave instructions all the way, so you felt confident and you built that confidence up. So I felt very confident with the instructor's directions and enjoyed the course immensely.
one more.
Just wait a second, I try to bring my bike out, then I give you a help.
Okay.
no good idea to go there.
No.
That was the soft side of the dune.
It was quite good fun all the way up to here without stopping.
Yeah, well done.
It was good.
It was absolutely the sand. It was the desert, riding in the sand, in the soft sand, and being able to keep the speed and to keep the actual bike upright. That was the most challenging.
On the Wadi, where we were before, I was relatively confident and comfortable, but it was coming here and going and doing the dunes and having fun, and that's what I achieved today. So I'm sure next time I'll come to do again level 3, I'll be even better for sure.
Here the approach which instructor took was pretty soft one. You do small steps, he encourages you, he tells you what's your mistake. Once you overcome this mistake, you can do it better. So this is what I like, and this is what really fit my personality. I do not want to be pushed or do something, a really big step forward out of my comfort zone. I like to do small steps.
So if you're thinking already should I do or not, then better not.
Because what I achieved today already was a...
Reini, if you want, you can go! Wasser! Open the throttle!
There's no use over exaggerating the amount of training, the amount of difficulty in the exercises. And we always stayed in close contact with Bernd, and we discussed about how we're gonna progress and how we can make the training demanding but not over demanding.
What I was more worried was coming back to the dunes, because in my mind I had this devil of last year experience.
The actual drifting was the highlight, because it was an ability to actually recognize the power of the bike at a slow speed and to be able to control the bike just by the use of brakes as much as the throttle, and that was being able to get that right was very exciting.
The power slides, the drift power slides, that was great. What led us in terms of the technique to handle the bike, to achieve that took us to another level of confidence of handling the bike in trails.
Their attention to detail, their attention to safety, the way that they look after the group, not only on riding but also the organization, the support from all the guys from the garage is absolutely fantastic.
It was my first off-road training. I really enjoyed it. It was, I think it pushed me to a new level.
The aim was to get as much as possible information and then to practice it. It's the same as level 2, but much more advanced.
We got the feedback, hey, it was cool to go there with us guys, yeah, because we had basic skills, we didn't expect it. I think, yeah, it was a good point.
This is our mission to bring to the people. We give them the tools, and we give them the knowledge how they can improve also after the training. So everything you can do on a motorcycle, like power drifting or brake drifting, lifting the front wheel, leads to more control of the motorcycle. If you use this control in a reasonable manner, you will get more safe in riding your motorcycle.
Hey!